Good afternoon and welcome to the Public Service Commission of South Carolina. It is Thursday, September 1st, 2022. It is approximately 2:01 p.m. and we are here for our weekly commission business meeting, regularly scheduled business meeting. Let's take a roll call of commissioners. Present in the hearing room, we have Commissioner J. Williams, Vice Chair Powers, Commissioner C. Williams, Commissioner Caston, and Chair Belser, and with us virtually we have Commissioner Irvin and Commissioner Thomas. I would ask that y'all join me for a moment of silent meditation before we begin. Thank you. Mr. Scarborough, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and good afternoon, Vice Chair Powers and Commissioners. The first order of business is to set the next regularly scheduled Commission business meeting. Staff recommends that be scheduled for Wednesday, September 15th at 2:00 p.m.
Next business meeting will be scheduled for Wednesday or Thursday?
Thursday.
Thursday.
Thank you. I'm sorry. Thursday, September 15th.
You didn't think I was paying attention, did you?
I'm just testing you.
The next business meeting will be Thursday, September 15th at 2 p.m.
Thank you. There are 10 items on today's utilities agenda and 11 items on the motor carrier agenda. Item number 1 on the utilities agenda is in docket number 1998-478C. This is Fusion Connect LLC and Fusion Cloud Services LLC's notice regarding a transaction that will result in a material change in ownership. The notice is for information purposes only.
Commissioners, we've heard agenda item 1 described by Mr. Scarborough. Is there a motion?
Madam Chair.
Commissioner Irvin.
Thank you. Madam Chair, I move that the Commission accept for filing the notice of Fusion Connect LLC and Fusion Cloud Services LLC regarding a transaction that will result in a material change to ownership. So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Irvin. Commissioners, we've heard the motion from Commissioner Irvin. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner Irvin?
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas?
Aye.
Commissioner J. Williams?
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers?
I vote aye.
Commissioner C. Williams?
Aye.
Commissioner Caston?
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 2 is in docket number 2022-14C, which concerns the request for certification of the use of high-cost universal service funds with the Federal Communications Commission and the Universal Service Administrative Company.
Commissioners, we've heard the item 2 described by Mr. Scarborough. Is there a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Irvin?
I have a motion. I move that we grant the request of FTC Communications LLC, doing business as FTC Wireless, for certification of the use of high-cost universal service funds under all applicable laws, and direct the staff to file a certification letter with the Federal Communications Commission and the Universal Service Administrative Company with the carriers properly certifying appropriate use of high-cost funds in 2021 to 2022, and certifying that they will use high energy cost funds appropriately in the coming year to complete capital projects and to cover operational expenses required by the associated towers. These carriers include Bluffton Telephone Company, Incorporated, Chesney Telephone Company, Comporium Incorporated, FKA Rock Hill Telephone Company, Farmers Telephone Cooperative Incorporated, Fort Mill Telephone Company, Frontier Communications of the Carolinas Incorporated, both service areas, FTC Communications Incorporated, doing business as FTC Wireless, Hargray Telephone Company Incorporated, Home Telephone, ILEC, LLC, Ori Telephone Cooperative Incorporated, both service areas, Lancaster Telephone Company, Lockhart Telephone Company, McClellanville Telephone Company, Norway Telephone Company, Palmetto Rural Telephone Cooperative Incorporated, Palmetto Telephone Communications LLC, Piedmont Rural Telephone Cooperative Incorporated, PBT Telecom Incorporated, Ridgeway Telephone Company, Sandhill Telephone Cooperative Incorporated, Sandhill Connections LLC, St. Stephen Telephone Company, Tricolic Incorporated, True Vista Communications Incorporated, FKA Chester Telephone Company, UTC of the Carolinas, West Carolina Rural Telephone Cooperative Incorporated, Willison Telephone Company, Windstream SC, Carolina Connect Cooperative. I so move.
Thank you, Commissioner Irvin. Commissioners, we've heard the motion of Commissioner Irvin. Is there any discussion? Commissioner Irvin, I would like to offer a friendly amendment if you don't, and maybe I just missed it, but I believe you started the motion saying I move that we grant the request of FTC Communications. I did not, and I believe that the carriers listed are members of the South Carolina Telephone Coalition. I would ask that we, would you accept an amendment to add after FTC Communications at the beginning of your motion and also add and the South Carolina Telephone Coalition members?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for that.
You've listed them all. I just think I may have missed hearing that.
Thank you.
Would you accept that amendment?
I do.
Thank you. Commissioners, any discussion on the motion as amended? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Commissioner J. Williams.
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers.
Aye.
Commissioner C. Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion as amended carries.
Item number 3 on the utilities agenda is in docket number 2019-387A, which are the Customer Data Protection Guidelines from Scenic Lake MHP Utilities LLC and Dowd Water System Incorporated.
Commissioners, with regard to item 3 is described by Mr. Scarborough, is there a motion?
Madam Chair, this is Commissioner Thomas.
Commissioner Thomas, you have the floor.
I move that the commission find the latest guidelines for utility customer data protection and privacy filed in this docket to comply with Regulation 103-823.2, and that the commission approves the customer data guidelines for Scenic Lake MHP Utilities LLC and Dowd Water Systems Incorporated.
Thank you, Commissioner Thomas. Commissioners, we've heard the motion of Commissioner Thomas. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Commissioner J. Williams.
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers.
Aye.
Commissioner C. Williams.
I vote aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 4 is in dockets numbered 2019-169E, 2019-170E, 2019-182E, 2020-229E, 2020-264E, and 2020-265E. This is the motion for withdrawal of counsel filed on behalf of Peter H. Ledford, Esquire, and the North Carolina Sustainable Energy Association.
Commissioners, with regard to item number 4 as described by Mr. Scarborough, is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I would have a motion.
Vice Chair Powers.
Thank you. I move the commission grant the motion for withdrawal of counsel filed on behalf of Peter H. Ledford in docket numbers 2019-169E, 2019-170E, 2019-182E, 2020, 229E, 2020, 264E, and 2020, 265E. So moved.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Commissioners, we've heard the motion of Vice Chair Powers. Is there any discussion?
Madam Chair, this is Commissioner Urban.
Commissioner Irvin?
I had previously recused in docket number 2020-229E, and out of abundance of caution, I will not be voting on this motion.
Thank you, Commissioner Irvin. Commissioners, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. Vice Chair Powers?
Aye.
Commissioner C. Williams?
Aye.
Commissioner Caston?
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin is recused. Commissioner Thomas?
Aye.
Commissioner J. Williams?
Aye.
The chair votes aye. The motion carries.
Item number 5 appears in docket number 2022-238E. Staff presents for commission consideration Carolina's Clean Energy Business Association's motion for enforcement of Commission Order number 2022-482.
Commissioners, we've heard item 5 identified by Mr. Scarborough. Is there a motion?
Chair Belser, I'd like to make a motion.
Commissioner Carolee Williams?
Thank you. By letter dated July 29th, 2022, Dominion Energy South Carolina advised it would not be filing for authorization of a new competitive procurement program. On August 22nd, 2022, Dominion filed a response in opposition to SECEBA's motion for enforcement of Order 2022-482, concluding the order and Act 62 require that the Commission first find that a public interest exists for the Dominion Balancing Authority area that justifies a CPRE program. I move that Dominion be instructed to file an initial pleading in this docket setting forth its position to include the subjects contained in Order Number 2022-482, and that it includes a robust discussion of whether a CPRE program as could be designed and implemented by the utility is or is not in the public interest. I so move.
Thank you, Commissioner Williams. Commissioners, we've heard the motion of Commissioner Carolee Williams. Is there any discussion? Commissioner Williams, I'm going to support your motion. I do note that the order number 2022-482 stated in part that the utilities were required to address if implementing a CPRE program in their respective balancing areas is in the public interest. And it also required the utilities to include in their CPRE program statements or explanations regarding, among other concepts presented during the generic proceeding, information that allows the Commission to ascertain whether or not the concepts for CPRE design in its balancing area are in the public interest. Further, the order laid out some areas to address. I think I can see where confusion might have arisen from the order. I think that the statute is fairly clear that the Commission must make a determination if a CPRE program is in the public interest in the balancing area. So to the extent that the order could be read that it required them to actually file the CPRE program at this time, I can understand that confusion. I didn't read the order that way, and but I certainly think that some sort of initial pleading must be filed by the utilities. The utilities can file the CPRE program and put forth why they think that it is in the public interest, and that will be addressed. But I don't think the order requires that. We need to make that initial decision first. So I will be supporting your motion. Commissioners, any further comments or discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner Carolee Williams?
Aye.
Commissioner Caston?
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin?
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Commissioner J. Williams,
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers.
Aye.
I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 6 is in dockets numbered 2022-238E, 2022-239E, and 2022-240E, which involves commission consideration of a revised procedural schedule and responses by the parties for the competitive procurement of renewable energy programs of Dominion Energy South Carolina Incorporated, Duke Energy Carolinas LLC, and Duke Energy Progress LLC.
Commissioners, we've heard item 6 described by Mr. Scarborough. Is there a motion?
Chair Pelser, I'd like to make a motion.
Commissioner Carolyn Williams.
Thank you. And you really teed this up nicely with your previous comments. I move that Dominion Energy, not Duke Energy Carolina and Duke Energy Progress competitive procurement renewable energy dockets be consolidated for hearing purposes, and the procedural schedule shall be as follows. Application/initial pleading filed at the Public Service Commission September 29th, 2022. Hearing date will be on April 17th, 2023. In between, we'll have the DEC and DEP direct testimony on January 16th, 2023. Other parties of record direct testimony February 20th, 2023. DEC, DEP rebuttal testimony March 6, 2023. Other parties of record surrebuttal testimony March 30th, 2023. I further move that Dominion Energy South Carolina competitive procurement renewable energy schedule shall be as follows. Application/initial pleading filed at the Public Service Commission September 22nd, 2022. Hearing date March 13th, 2023. Then going back in time, the Dominion Energy South Carolina direct testimony would be due January 10th, 2023. Other parties of a record direct testimony February 7th, 2023. Dominion Energy rebuttal testimony February 21st, 2023. And other parties of record surrebuttal testimony March 7th, 2023. I so move.
Commissioner, we've heard the motion from Commissioner Carolyn Williams. Is there any discussion? Commissioner Williams, would you accept a friendly amendment that we give the staff, the clerk's office, the ability to adjust dates if needed?
Absolutely. Thank you for catching that.
Thank you. Commissioners, any further discussion? We'll now proceed to a vote on the motion as amended. Is there any question about what the amendment is or the motion as it stands at this point? Commissioner Carolyn Williams?
Aye.
Commissioner Caston?
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin?
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas?
Aye.
Commissioner Justin Williams?
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers?
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion as amended carries.
Item number 7 involves docket number 2022-256E. Staff presents for commission consideration the establishment of a procedural schedule for this docket and permission to issue a request for proposal to retain independent outside consultants, including counsel and advisors, to serve as consultants to the commission.
Commissioners, you've heard item 7 is identified by Mr. Scarborough. Is there a motion? Vice Chair Powers.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move the following procedural schedule be approved for this proceeding. ORS intervenor testimony would be due December 15th, 2022. DEP rebuttal testimony January 5th, 2023. ORS intervenor surrebuttal testimony January 17th, 2023. And the hearing will be held on February 1st, 2023. Commission order would be approximately 6 weeks from start of the hearing, or probably around March 17th, 2023. Also move that commission staff be allowed to modify this schedule as necessary. In addition, I move the commission grant permission to staff to issue a request for proposal to retain independent outside consultants, including counsel and advisors, to serve as consultants to the commission. So move.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Commissioners, we've heard the motion of Vice Chair Powers. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Vice Chair Powers.
I vote aye.
Commissioner C. Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Commissioner J. Williams.
Aye.
I vote aye. The motion carries.
Madam Chair, if it's acceptable to you, we will address item number 9 on the agenda before we take up item number 8, because the two are connected and it makes more sense to tackle item number 9 first.
That's fine. Thank you, Mr. Scarborough.
Thank you. Item number 9 appears in docket number 2022-254E, which is the application of Duke Energy Progress LLC's letter of August the 10th, 2022, regarding a proposed procedural schedule, and the Office of Regulatory Staff's response of August the 10th, 2022, to Duke Energy Progress LLC's request, as well as the Commission's consideration of the establishment and adoption of its preferred procedural schedule in docket number 2022-254E.
Commissioners, we've heard item number 9 as described by Mr. Scarborough. Is there a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Thomas?
I move that we adopt the following procedural schedule. Rate application filed at PSC no earlier than September the 1st, 2022, and no later than September 6th, 2022. Applicant direct testimony no earlier than September 1st, 2022. Newspaper publication date, October 14th, 2022. Proof of newspaper publication due October 26th, 2022. Other parties of record, direct testimony, December the 1st, 2022. Applicant rebuttal testimony, December 15th, 2022 by noon. Other parties of record, rebuttal testimony, December 22nd, 2022. Virtual public hearings, January 3rd, 4th, and 5th, 2023. Evidentiary hearings begins January 9th, 2023 at 10 a.m. and continues each day thereafter until completed. Final order due date, March 1st, 2023. That's 6 months from filing on September the 1st, 2022. Compliance filings due March 17th, 2023. Rates effective date, April the 1st, 2023. I also move that commission staff be allowed to modify this schedule as necessary. So move.
Excuse me. Thank you, Commissioner Thomas. Commissioner Thomas, Commissioners, I do understand that the application was filed this morning, so it's not going to be before, it's here. The clerk's office has got to, and the legal and audit teams have to go through it and make sure that it is complete before it's accepted, so just FYI.
Chair Belser, are you aware whether the direct testimony was received at the same time?
I believe that was the plan, and I think that it was.
Madam Chair.
So,
Okay.
Commissioners, any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Commissioner Justin Williams.
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers.
Aye.
Commissioner Carolee Williams.
I'm struggling with the wording of no earlier than September 1st. This may be the inappropriate time to raise this, but we've received the application
Well, we didn't know
today
for
on
sure.
September 1st.
Correct.
Okay.
I think when he was working on a motion, I don't know that he
Right.
knew. We didn't know.
No, the reality is
So-
it's September 1st, so I vote aye.
Okay. It complies with the motion, I think. Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
and I vote aye. The motion carries.
Now we go back to item number 8,
Okay.
which appears in dockets numbered 2005-83A, 2022-162E, 2023-15E, 2023-16E, and 2023-17E. Staff presents for commission consideration proposed schedules for the calendar years 2023, 2024, and 2025.
Executive Director Boyd, do you have anything you want to add to this before we consider it?
Madam Chair, earlier this year, commission staff scheduled and held a couple of forums. The first one was in May, and it dealt with the commission's procedural schedules related to annual fuel proceedings and purchase gas adjustment proceedings. And then in June of this year, staff conducted another forum regarding our administrative docket, 2005-83A, and future integrated resource plan filings, avoided cost proceedings. Several stakeholders participated. That information and is in the dockets that were listed by Mr. Scarborough. And after the June 15th forum, interested persons were allowed to file comments and then respective comments. And so the calendars that I've provided to you are a result of those communications, the correspondence that we received from interested stakeholders, in addition to checking the commission's calendar to make sure that any of the proposed dates that I provided to all of you don't conflict with the commission's calendar.
Okay. Thank you. And I think in our discussions, you've done your best to try to work with the schedules provided by the entities that may be participating in the dockets. Sometimes there had to be slight deviations to account for the commission's calendar. Is that correct?
That is correct, Madam
Okay.
Chair.
Thank you very much. Appreciate all the work that you and your staff have done on this item.
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioners, is there a motion?
Chair Pelser, I'd like to make a motion.
Commissioner Carolyn Williams?
I move that the commission adopt the commission schedules as proposed for calendar years 2023, 2024, and 2025. I would ask that the full and proposed commission calendars be attached in their entirety and issued with the directive on this matter. I also move that the commission staff be allowed to modify this schedule as necessary.
Thank you, Commissioner Williams. Commissioners, you've heard the motion and you've heard the explanation from Executive Director Boyd and Mr. Scarborough. Any discussion or questions for Executive Director Boyd? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Carolyn Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Commissioner Justin Williams.
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers.
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 10 appears in docket number 2022-62E, which concerns a request for an allowable ex parte briefing regarding Act number 227 of 2022, storm damage recovery by securitization.
Commissioners, we've heard the item identified by Mr. Scarborough. Is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion.
Commissioner Caston.
I move that the commission invite and request that the Office of Regulatory Staff and interested electrical utilities present an allowable ex parte briefing on October 14, 2020, regarding Act number 227 of 2022 concerning recovery of storm cost securitization. Presenters may present either individually or jointly, as an example in a panel, as the presenters may believe appropriate. The clerk's office may modify the date as needed to accommodate presenters. I so move.
Thank you, Commissioner Caston. Commissioner Caston, I think I heard in the date of October 14th, you say 2020. I hope you meant 2022.
That's certainly what I meant, but what I said, I cannot tell you.
Well, and I could have heard wrong. I might have processed that wrong, but we are talking about October 14th, 2022. Is that correct?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Okay. Could be from my ears to my brain getting there. Commissioners, we've heard the motion from Commissioner Caston. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Commissioner Justin Williams,
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers,
I vote aye.
Commissioner Carol Lee Williams,
Aye.
and I vote aye. The motion carries.
Madam Chair, that completes the utilities agenda before the commission. So moving on to the motor carrier agenda, items numbered 1 through 9 are requests for Class C certificates. Staff recommends that these items 1 through 9 be taken together, and I will review them for the commission. Item number 1 appears in docket number 2022-261T, which is the application of Theopolis Ferguson for a Class C taxi certificate. Item number 2 is in docket number 2022-262T. This is the application of Russell Craig doing business as the Trips Taxi for a Class C taxi certificate. Item number 3 is in docket number 2022-263T, which is the application of Destiny Transport LLC for a Class C non-emergency certificate. Item number 4 is in docket number 2022-264T, which is the application of Moray Transport LLC for a Class C non-emergency certificate. Item number 5 is in docket number 2022-265T. This is the application of Care for You Transportation LLC for a Class C non-emergency certificate. Item number 6 is in docket number 2022-267C. This is the application of Palm Pickup Shuttle Service LLC for a Class C charter certificate.
Mr. Scarborough, would
Yes,
you
ma'am.
read that docket number again, please?
It is.
It's item number 6.
Sorry, 2022-267C.
T.
T.
Thank you.
Where, don't
Thank
know where
you.
I got C from. T, thank you.
It's a Class C certificate.
Class C charter certificate. There you go. I must have picked that up. Sorry. Item number 7 is in docket number 2022-268T, which is the application of Good Samaritan Adult Daycare Incorporated for a Class C non-emergency certificate. Item number 8 is in docket number 2022-269T. This is the application of Canaan Land Community Development Center for a Class C non-emergency certificate. And item number 9 is in docket number 2022-270T, which is the application of Miller Time Enterprises for a Class C non-emergency certificate.
Thank you, Mr. Scarborough. Commissioners, we've heard the items identified on the transportation agenda, 1 through 9. Is there a motion?
Chair Belser.
Commissioner Carol Lee Williams?
I move that the commission approve the applications for Class C certificates in items numbers 1 through 9 as listed by Mr. Scarborough.
Commissioners, we've heard the motion of Commissioner Williams. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner Carol Lee Williams?
Aye.
Commissioner Caston?
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin?
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas?
Aye.
Commissioner Justin Williams?
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers?
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motions carry.
Item number 10 is in dockets numbered 2020-282T and 2022-205T. This is a request of Angelic Transport Service LLC to cancel Class C non-emergency certificate number 9587.
Commissioners, with regard to the transportation item number 10, as identified by Mr. Scarborough, is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion.
Commissioner Caston?
I move that the commission grant the request to cancel Angelic Transport Service LLC's Class C non-emergency certificate number 9587. I so move.
Commissioners, we've heard the motion from Commissioner Caston. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner Caston?
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin?
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas?
Aye.
Commissioner Justin Williams?
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers?
Aye.
Commissioner C. Williams?
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 11 is in docket number 2021-156T, which is a request of Independent Women Transportation LLC to cancel Class C non-emergency certificate number 9602.
Commissioners, with regard to transportation agenda item number 11, is there a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Caston,
I move that the commission grant the request to cancel Independent Women Transportation, LLC's Class C non-emergency certificate number 9602. I so move.
thank you, Commissioner. Commissioners, we've heard the motion of Commissioner Caston. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Commissioner Justin Williams,
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers,
Aye.
Commissioner Carolee Williams,
Aye.
and I vote aye. The motion carries.
Madam Chair and Commissioners, this concludes all business noticed before the commission today.
Thank you, Mr. Scarborough. Thank everyone for their attendance today. The next regularly scheduled business meeting of the commission will be Thursday, September 15th at 2 p.m. And with that, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.